Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. No, I don't have bacon again. I'm going to bake bacon 2 days in a row. But it was funny because I was at the bar today and we were talking about a billionaire doing something stupid. I can't remember what he was doing. It doesn't matter. Um, anyway, I'm like, if I was a billionaire, I would not buy whatever that was, a yacht, a car, whatever stupid thing it was. I said, no, no, I would buy the good bacon. First thing I'm gonna do when I'm rich and famous is buy that good bacon. Has anybody here ever eaten the good bacon before? You know, the one that's it's beside the bad bacon. It's just double the price. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Every time my heart, squeezes or hurts, I just eat bacon. It makes me feel makes me feel better. It doesn't, but at least I have bacon. All right. I don't even want to press play, guys. So I have the daughter father video, and I cut out everything. What I thought I have was the father daughter. I have the daughter's testimony, father's testimony, verdict. That's what I thought we were doing today. But then when I got to it. It's not the father. It's the brother of the father, the uncle. It was on stand, and he was really boring. And he was not, so now I'm not playing it. So now I have the daughter's testimony. I cut out the closing statements because they didn't go near the microphone. So you catch, like, you can kind of keep up, but we're not going to struggle to keep up with nobody for this train wreck that's going to happen today. We're just going to hear the daughter on the stand. We're going to go to the verdict from the jury, and then we're going to hear the father. Do you have anything to say before I sentence you? We're going to hear the father then. And we're just going to struggle through it and then get to Fleischer. But, listen, can't be, every day can't be great. We're just going to have to talk in chat. Let's just talk in chat a bit and get through this together. We're a family, the good, the bad, the ugly, together. Sorry. It's fine. We'll be all right. We get the daughter. And, I think he came here straight from Russia, I think. His accent is thick and um his mindset, the culture difference, is still there. So, yes, till death do us part, guys. I'm I'm just gonna press play and I don't know, go drink a beer. Where is it? Like, I can't even find it. My computer doesn't even want me to press play today. I should just go to play shirt. Oh, wrong one. No, no. Oh, Jesus Lord. Whew. All right.
Good afternoon, ma'am. And before you sit down, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please have a seat. And please state your full name, spelling your last name for the record.
Elizaveta Nagornaya, Nagornaia.
Thank you. And if you can make sure to
At least the judge is really cute.
speak clearly and slowly, particularly for the interpreters.
Okay, of course.
Thank you. Mr. Hudson.
Speak
Thank you very
slowly
much,
for
Judge.
him, he
Good
said.
afternoon, Elizaveta.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Okay. Um, I got a lot of questions I want to ask you.
Mhm.
Like the judge said, please try to talk in the microphone and try to talk slowly because we have interpreters involved.
Okay.
Are you fine with me asking you questions and answering in English?
Yes.
Okay, do you also speak Russian?
Yes.
Okay, I'll conduct my examination in English if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Elizaveta, how old are you?
21.
Are you married?
Yes.
Who are you married to?
Taylor Thompson.
How long have you been married?
We've been legally married for actually our 1 year of legally married is going to be in 2 days. So,
There's there's no allegations of abuse. There's no him hitting her. There's nothing like that. But she does have a protection order out against her father. But we don't get into any kind of anything like that. Nothing.
Are you a student?
yes.
Where?
I
It's a
attend
stalking
Leeds
charge.
School of Business at Colorado University of Boulder.
What do you study there?
Marketing.
Elizaveta, let's talk for a few minutes about 9147 Beechwood Drive, okay?
Okay.
You're familiar with that house?
Yes.
Could you describe it for the jury?
Yes. So this is the house that I have purchased with the help of the defendant um, over 2 years ago. And I've been living there with my now husband, Taylor Thompson, ever since then until the whole situation with the protection order and violation of protection order has happened, which has caused us to move out since we no longer feel safe there, even though there is was a protection order originally. The fact that it was violated, it just made me feel extremely unsafe, even though like I should be safe in that property.
Okay. So I heard you say that at one point you lived at that house, right?
Yes, we lived there for over a year.
Okay. And you no longer live there, correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you remember when you moved out?
I think it was roughly around November or December of last year.
Is there a doorbell camera at the house on Beechwood Drive?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Do you monitor that doorbell camera?
Yes,
How do you do that?
I have an application on my phone and it sends me notifications if there's somebody at the front door or if somebody rings the doorbell. I can see it on my phone directly.
Alexei Nagorny is your father, right?
Yes,
And do you see him in the courtroom?
yes, he's sitting right there.
Do you have any other siblings?
I have a half brother who lives in Russia.
Okay, Elizaveta, now I want to talk to you briefly about September 27th of
Mhm.
2023.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember going to the Thornton Police Department that evening?
I do.
Why?
Uh,
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Mr. Osmond, if I can give the limiting instruction again as
Yes.
evidence. Thank you. So folks, similar to Officer Gutierrez, sorry to interrupt you, the evidence you're about to hear is being introduced for a limited purpose, specifically to show knowledge, motive, serious emotional distress, or to rebut any claim that Mr. Nargoni had a legal right to be at the Beechwood residence. You can't consider it for any purpose other than those purposes I just stated. Thank you. If you want to re-ask the question, Mr.
Yeah.
Osmond.
So I asked you about going to the police station on September 27th.
Yes. So the reason I went to the police station on September 27th is because my father, Alexei Nagorny, once again has showed up to my house unannounced. Did not make an
Never
attempt
hold your
to
farts because you'll be
ring a
talking shit
doorbell.
later.
The door was open,
Thank
but
you,
he
Mary.
did not make any
Thank
attempts
you.
to let me know that he was there. He just walked in, was knocking on my door, demanding to be let into my bedroom, which that just really made me extremely uncomfortable because that was not the first time. And in my understanding, if you're coming to see somebody, you would first at least let them know, or at the very least, you don't barge in and you don't demand to be in their private bedroom, which is their. And I have established those boundaries previously, and he's broken them every single time. So I was extremely distressed. I was crying. And so, um, excuse me.
Okay, take your time. You can get a drink of water, catch your breath. Just take your time, Elizaveta, okay?
Mhm. But yeah, and so I finally got him to leave, and I didn't know what to do, and so I just decided to drive to the police station because I didn't know where I was supposed to go for a protection order. I just felt really unsafe, and that time he figured out that I was also going to the police station, and he followed me there. Which caused me to literally sprint to the door where one of the victim advocates that works at the police station, I do not remember her name, but she was the one that let me in. And then she called the deputies there, which is when I also filled out the first statement. And they basically advised me to get a protection order. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Um, so okay. Um, so sometime soon after
Mhm.
September 27th,
Mhm.
did you seek to get a protection order?
I originally was trying to, but then I was retaining hope that he would just stop on his own, because he would see me crying and like just asking him to stop this behavior, and he would see how much emotional distress it puts on me, and so I was just hoping that maybe after I went to the police station and he's seen how distressing it is, maybe he will stop. And of course, at the time, I did not I did not want any police investigations or anything. I just really hoped that we could solve this because I mean, he is my father. He's supposed to see me in distress multiple times, and he doesn't do anything to correct his actions. I I just couldn't handle it anymore. So I had to get a protection order. I got it after the November 4th incident, which I'm sure you'll go into.
That's correct. Okay, thank you, Elizaveta. Okay, so you make the decision to seek a protection order.
Mhm.
Do you come to this courthouse, different courtroom, different judge, and apply or ask for the protection order?
Yes, I did that after the November 3rd incident. That's when literally that day we went and we got a temporary protection order.
Okay. And do you recall at that temporary protection order hearing, was the defendant present?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Were there multiple hearings, like the temporary and then the permanent hearing?
Or I'm sorry, was he there for temporary? No, he was not. He was there for the permanent. I apologize. I misheard.
I might have asked the question poorly too, but I think we clarified that. Okay.
Mhm.
So you have this hearing, the judge hears from you
Mhm.
and issues the protection order as you request, right?
Yes.
So, and then is the next step that the protection order has to be
Shots
served on the
fired.
defendant?
Yes.
Okay, and that was something that was concerning to you, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, can you describe that to me?
So basically, it was really concerning to me that because actually the same day that I got that temporary protection order, he came to the house again. And we pretended that we were home and he left, but I ended up calling the police, and asked them to track him down so they can serve him with the temporary protection order because I have originally asked the Boulder County uh, uh, Sheriff's Office to serve him, but they said it might take almost like a week or two. And so when that happened, I just wanted him to be served and to know about the order.
Okay, so you called the police from the house on Beechwood on November 4th,
Yes,
and you had told them
You're
was
always in
here
trouble.
in violation, he needs to be served, can you help?
yes,
Okay, and are you aware that the police pulled him over and served him with that protection order that day?
yes.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this period of time
Mhm.
between the protection orders been served.
Mhm,
So rest of November,
mhm,
December,
mhm,
January.
mhm.
Is he leaving you alone?
Yes, surprisingly, he was sticking to the rules of the protection order for those couple months.
Okay, now let's talk about February.
Yeah.
Let's tell me what happens first.
So basically, I don't remember the exact date, but he showed up to the house again, and he started asking our roommates, because we have had roommates in there, because we also rented out by the room. And he started asking our roommates, like, where we
Judge,
went.
I'm sorry to interrupt the witness. I'm going to object lack of foundation and hearsay.
Mr. Houtsman?
Judge, I'd ask the court to overrule the objection. I think she can provide this information if she has it.
Okay, I'll sustain as to hearsay for the time being.
Okay, so here's Elizabeth, I'm not gonna have you, I'm not asking you to tell us what anybody else had said.
Okay.
So let's just talk about, you describing what happened, on that first February incident.
Well, if I'm not allowed to say what was said,
Well, this
I-
jury's heard from Mr.
Right.
Vanda, from your roommate. They've already heard from him about about your dad and his interaction that day.
okay, okay, yeah. So, what I saw on the camera is I saw my father, the defendant, talking to one of our roommates, and then and then he tried to enter the house. The door was locked, so he left.
Okay. And you you called the police to give them this information, right?
Yes, because it was a violation of the protection order.
Okay. And are you aware
Mia
that the police
Mina,
then contacted the
hello,
defendant and
look,
gave him a
you
ticket
made
on
it.
that occasion?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's jump ahead a few days, about a week and a half to February 16th.
hmm
Can you tell us about what happened that day?
Yeah, so February 16th, I think I'm recalling, at least that's one of the days. I believe he has showed up to, under the pretense to see.
Speculation.
I'll sustain unless you lay further foundation for personal knowledge.
Okay, sorry.
You're okay.
Um,
Let's let Mr. Houtsman ask.
okay,
a different
sorry.
thought. That's good.
Yeah, so right, we're not gonna have you speculate what he may have been thinking or why, just tell
Okay.
us what you observed, what happened.
Okay. Yeah, so February 16th,
She was right, though.
I believe it was another day that he has showed up to the house. And on the camera that I can
Hedwig.
see him trying the door. He's not, the door's locked. And that's the first thing that I see is like he's trying the door. He's not trying to ring the doorbell or knock on the door. His first instinct is to just walk into the house if he can. And then I don't know what happens after because nobody lets him in. I just see him go around the house, and then a few minutes later, he is walking out of my house. Like I can see that on camera. So I'm not sure how he got in there. If he went through the back door, again, I don't know. But all I know is that he was at the door. The door was locked. He tried to get in. Nobody let him in. And then he somehow made his way out of the house a few minutes later.
Right. And the jury's heard about the police officers who then contacted him on the driveway that day.
Mhm.
So let's just talk about the house a little bit more. So there's the front door with the doorbell camera, right?
Yes.
And the doorbell camera just sort of covers the front of the house, right?
Yes, and the sides of the streets
Okay.
too.
Is there an entrance in the back of the house?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and there's no camera back there, is there?
No.
So when you talk about there is this second entrance in the back
Mhm.
that someone can come in.
Yes.
Okay. And are you aware that on February 16th, we've now gone from a ticket in early February to now they're arresting him in middle of February?
Yes.
Okay. About 11 days later,
Mhm.
February 27th,
Mhm.
are you back at the police department?
Um, yes, I actually had to go there to write a statement about him being arrested because that's one of the deputies asked me to show up.
Okay. Okay, so when you're at the police station at the end of February, do you talk to an officer and show him doorbell video from the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th of the defendant at the house?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that, or what were you seeing on the camera at those times?
Well, it was just repeated. Uh, him coming up to the house. Nobody lets him in, and then literally seconds later, he's walking out of the house again. I just see him walking to the back or to the garage. I don't, again, I can't see that on camera fully, but I can see him going towards that direction. And then, like a couple minutes later, he's walking out of the house. So,
Okay.
and that's been pretty much the case of every single time.
Right. So at the end of February, you talk to the officer and give them video of these 3 other incidents that happened 3 days in a row, right?
Yes.
And this was at night, wasn't it?
Yes.
10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, almost midnight?
Yes.
A few days later, March 1st,
Mhm.
what happens?
Yeah, so March 1st, he arrives at the house. I believe that's the time during the day that the footage will show. He arrives to the house, he tries to walk in, and then he refuses to leave the house.
You know what? Every day we have someone come in here, Lorraine, and they say this. They say, "Oh, I couldn't sleep. I'm up early. I can't believe I made it live." And then the rest of us, we're like, "Wait, it's not early. It's." And then we're like, "I wonder why I can't sleep. I need some more coffee." It's every day. Every day we're all drinking coffee. Every day we're wondering why we can't sleep. And every day someone who has got their stuff together accidentally wakes up early and says, guys, why are you up this early? Go to bed." You're- and you're right. You're right. Hi, what about me? And there was a question. Okay, so it looks like they do both own the house. I don't know how much the daughter actually owns the house. I know the father does. He does own it, and even the judge agrees that he owns the house. I don't know about the daughter. Whoops. Hi, lurkers. Hello. Here we go. Here we go.
Which is that's
Judge,
what
I'm sorry to interrupt this witness. I'm going to object once again, foundation hearsay.
I'll,
well, it's not
sorry,
hearsay.
hold on just a second. If you just wait for the foundation, Mr.
Right. I can ask a different question.
Okay.
I'm not trying to have Elizabeth to speculate about Mr. Nagorny's thoughts. I want to talk to you. I want to try to separate, and I know there's a lot of incidents and they're right on top of each other, Elizaveta, but I want to try to distinguish March 1st and March 2nd. Okay?
Okay, yeah,
So there's an incident on March 1st, is that right?
yes,
That the police get involved with?
yes,
And then there's another incident on March 2nd, isn't there?
yes,
And that's the day that that there's basically a standoff until he eventually comes out.
yes.
Okay. So did you report to the police on March 1st that he was back at the house?
We need more
believe so.
words.
Okay. And then on March 2nd, the next day, are you again talking to the police?
Yes, I was talking to the police again, and the only reason why I know he didn't want to come out is because
Judge, I'm
police.
I'm sorry, ma'am,
The
to interrupt.
police
I'm
told
sorry to
Just
interrupt.
be, just, it's okay, Elizabeth.
Sorry, I object on speculation grounds.
Okay.
I'm going, to sustain that speculation or hearsay ground. So
Me
I know it's
too.
frustrating. You haven't done anything wrong.
Me too.
but, if there's an objection, just make sure to stop. We have to address those before you can answer.
Yeah. You're doing fine,
Thank you.
Elizabeth. Thank you. We're going to just move on, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. On March 2nd, while the police are at the house on Beechwood, are you communicating with Officer Ward sort of about what you had seen on video?
Yes, and I believe I sent him the footage almost right away.
Right. And so are you seeing on your video, you saw the defendant go in the house,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Now you see a whole bunch of police outside the house, right? And he's still in there.
mm-hmm.
But eventually he came out, didn't he?
Yes,
And they arrested him again. right?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that sort of takes us to that end of the time frame I wanted to get to. I still have a few more questions for you, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Okay. How did it make you feel, him showing up at the house again and again?
Well, it made me feel extremely distressed because, I mean, it's one thing to ignore how I'm feeling, but it's another thing to absolutely ignore what the judge said, what the police said, and just continue to do absolutely the opposite. And that just made me feel even less safe because I just knew like if he's willing to break an order like that from a judge, or once he's been given an ankle monitor the previous times and he's still wearing the ankle monitor knowing he's not supposed to be there, he's still there.
Just so you know, we never get into why he has a protection order out against him. It never comes up. It's not admissible for some reason in this trial, which doesn't make sense because it's a stalking charge. It's either a stalking charge or an attempted stalking charge. I mean, there's a bunch of different charges, but that's the big one.
And it's just I couldn't feel peace. I couldn't, like, I'm always anxious. I like every single car that looks like his, I think it's him. Like, it was just extremely.
Your dad can't sniff paint thinner because if you look on the bottle, the paint thinner, it says stripper. So every time he walks by it in the aisle, he doesn't buy it. He throws dollar bills at it and keeps going because he knows he can't keep those.
Distressing time for me, and honestly I'm only now only now getting a little bit better about the whole situation, but it was super stressful. And like, usually your dad is the one that's supposed to protect you and make sure you're feeling safe and comfortable, and that's the person I'm most afraid of and the person that makes me feel most uncomfortable.
Help us understand, why were you feeling unsafe and uncomfortable if you weren't at the house?
Because if he was so intended to find me, to where he comes to the house, maybe if I'm there or something of that sort, I don't know. But the reason why I felt so unsafe is because if he's willing to break those laws of like not approaching me or not approaching my property that I'm at, then he could find me at a grocery store, he could find me anywhere else, and just the nature of his actions, being aggressive, demanding to like see me or see anything is just, it was just really scary because I didn't know, like, if he is willing to break the order, he might come after me, he might find me, and I don't, it doesn't make me feel safe.
I understand. Was this stress and anxiety affecting other parts of your life?
Yes, it actually was. It made it really hard for me to attend my classes because he also knows where I go to school. So sometimes I would think that he might be waiting for me in the parking lot after I'm done with class. Or even like my professor looks like him. So I had a panic attack because for just a smidge second, I saw his face on my professor's face. And it's like some days I couldn't go to class because I was scared that he would be there waiting. And sometimes I couldn't focus on my work because I was just so anxious and stressed. Yeah.
How many times do you think you called the police because of these repeated contacts?
I think probably, well, there's 6 videos that we have. And I think, are we including the ones before the protection order too, or after?
No, I'm still trying to stay in
Okay.
that time frame, but
Yeah,
right, at
so
least,
I would say it was about 6 or 7 times probably.
okay. And was the fact that these violations were escalating and picking up in frequency concerning to you?
Yeah, definitely was because it
Daryl
just
Brooks.
shows me that he's not gonna stop at anything. Eh, I mean, if a judge or a police officer told me I shouldn't be doing something, that's kind of like, yeah, I should not be doing this. And for him to be told that repeatedly, even get arrested repeatedly, and to continue to make the situation way worse, I honestly, I don't, I, I'm, I just feel a little bit hopeless in this case with him because it just shows that he's not willing to stop. He's not willing to de-escalate the situation. Let me be. He's wanting to keep inflicting mental distress on me with his actions because that's what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Elizabeth, I'm going to approach with 6 items
Mhm.
that I have marked as people's exhibits 2 through 7.
Okay.
You may.
Okay.
Real quick, can you grab them for me?
Mhm.
So Elizaveta, we've talked about the doorbell camera you have, right?
Yes.
And you just talked about how there were 6 different videos.
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review the content of each one of those discs?
Yes.
So you know what's on each disc?
Yes.
What's on the discs?
Each disc is a different instance of my father coming to the house, and basically everything I just explained of him trying to enter the house, entering the house from a back door or something, and then leaving the house or like trying to get into the house.
So do you recognize those videos as videos recorded on the doorbell camera
I
at
think she
Beechwood
said
Drive that you
22 or
provided to law
23.
enforcement?
Yes, I do.
Judge, I move to admit 2 through 7.
Any objection or voir dire?
No.
See, I'm right.
Thank you. Exhibits
Yep, yep.
2 through 7 will be admitted.
Okay, Elizabeth, I'm gonna come back up and get the discs from you.
You may.
Okay. Exhibits with the court reporter, and I'm gonna play these.
Thank you. Let me know when you're ready for the
Make
piece.
this easier. Okay, Elizaveta, I'm just gonna publish or play these videos. I'm not gonna ask you questions while they're going.
Okay.
In between, I might have a question or two,
Okay.
but we're just gonna publish these videos for the jurors now.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, I think I'm ready. So we're gonna publish them in order. And let me,
Sorry,
I'll just tell
guys.
the jury, these are mostly short clips, just a couple minutes on each clip. So
Thanks,
let's
sir.
publish People's 2.
Look, just squint. If you
This one
squint,
would be
maybe.
the February 3rd incident.
Nah, you can't see nothing. Courtrooms are just rude. What about us? We want to see. Sometimes it's best we don't see.
She's in a different location right now. You have to call her to go see her. I don't know. I don't know where it is. They never told us. They said they were going somewhere else. About 2 months, yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how long he life is in here. But he moved out, he moved in pretty much as soon as they moved out, so 2, 3 months, something like that. Yeah, before the year end. Maybe, November, December, sometime around there. Yeah, with Taylor, they moved to a different location. Yeah.
Okay, that was People's Exhibit 2, the Ring doorbell footage from February 3rd. Elizaveta, that person at the truck, that was the roommate at the house, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna publish People's Exhibit 3. This is from February 24th.
And sorry, before we do that, just for the record, Mr. Outsma, just to make it clear for myself and the jury, these are as the recordings are made, Ms. Absmeyer's not actually manipulating the videos. Is that accurate?
Yes, and maybe I'll clear that up with Elizaveta. So Elizaveta, like, this video that we played, that's
Mhm.
how you sent the video to the police, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And sort of the information that's under the video, that's like information from the doorbell about,
Yes.
okay. And yes, Your Honor, we are playing the videos as the law enforcement received them, as they received them from Elizaveta.
All right, it looks like he's not going to say it. This is like, I think this time, okay, he's been there a couple times over and over again. So she has a couple different Ring doorbell camera videos. But I think this time it was like 11:30 at night that he was there. Yeah, and CJ. Oh no, back? Yeah. Do you really think my son has ever made chicken pot pie? You think, honestly, if you asked him right now where the crock pot is, do you think he would be able to answer you?
Thank you. So let's now publish 3.
Thank you, you may.
Donald, I thought you were saying that, and I almost cried. But it's CJ, so that's fine. CJ, yeah. Donald, I thought you were saying that to your daughter, and that was so beautiful. Sorry.
Okay, that was People's 3 from February 24th. And Elizaveta, do you recognize that as, we see the defendant go in somehow and he leaves with Ludov, right?
Yes, that's my mother.
Yeah, how do you pronounce her name?
Lubov.
Lubov, I'm sorry, I've been saying it wrong. Okay. Thank you. Now I'm going to publish People's Exhibit 4. This is from the next day, February 25th. Was that your mother again in that video?
Yes.
Okay. And then my next is People's Exhibit 5 from the next day, February 26th. Okay, I have two more. Now I'm going to publish People's Exhibit 6. We're a couple days forward, March 1st here.
Oh, it's gigantic, all right.
All right, my last exhibit to publish is People's Exhibit. Okay, if I could just have 1 second, I might have confused myself. Sure.
It's fine. I do that all the time, but it takes me more than 1 second to fix it.
Right, so we want to, this is Exhibit 6 we're publishing.
Oh, Judge, are you okay? Did you see that? Guys, he's sick. He needs to go lay down.
The last one, Exhibit 7, this is March 2nd.
It does look like he's struggling to keep his eyes open, though, doesn't it? Take a break. You're the judge. Oh, his eyes open.
Okay. How are you feeling right now, Elizaveta, after
Tired.
being here with the defendant?
Uncomfortable to say the least.
Might have a moment, Judge.
Mhm.
Thank you for answering my questions, Elizaveta. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Houtsmith.
I do.
Mr.
It's
Merson, any cross-exam?
Colorado.
Thanks.
I can't remember which city, but it's Colorado, not Boulder.
That's okay.
Adams. It's Adams
hello.
County.
Hello.
Is it Elizaveta or Elizaveta?
Elizaveta is fine.
Okay, all right. How you doing?
Um, best as it could, I guess.
I guess the DA just asked you that question, so
Yeah.
sorry about that.
No worries.
So let me start by asking you some questions about fall of 2023. First of all, when you and Taylor first moved out of the Beechwood residence,
Mhm.
you guys moved out, I think you had testified in November, beginning of December of 23, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you had testified that from the moment you moved out, or from whenever it is you moved out, the rest of that month, I think on direct, you said it was the rest of November, the rest of December, and then for January of 24,
Mhm.
your dad, Mr. Nagorny, was not anywhere near to the house, to your knowledge. Fair?
Yes.
Okay. And then we obviously just watched footage from February and March of 2024 of your father at the Beechwood residence, right?
Yes.
Um, you would agree that at no point in time during those months, November, December of 2023, January, February, March of 24, did Mr. Nagorny, you know, call you, text you, email you, or otherwise try and contact you?
No, he did not.
Okay. And this particular, residence on Beechwood
Mhm.
was actually an investment property with your dad, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you and your father actually together set up, I guess it'd be an LLC called E&A Investments, right?
Yes, only because we were told we had to.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, there was an LLC set up called E&A Investments, right?
Yes, there is.
And the E stands for Elizaveta, is that right?
Yes.
And the A stands for Alexei, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to say yes if that is in fact.
Yes,
yes.
sorry.
Okay, it's okay. There's no record unless you actually answer the question.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, my bad.
and like any other business in America, you have to do taxes as part of owning the LLC, right?
Yes.
Okay. And did your dad handle that portion of the business for you, or do you remember who did that?
We kind of both handled it because I was also in contact with the CPA.
Okay. And the CPA is located in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Texas, specifically Houston, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your
Yay,
dad's
shout out
brother,
to
Andre
Houston.
Nagorny, lives in Houston, correct?
Yes.
And Andre uses the same CPA, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I bet you her CPA's been in front of Judge Fleischer for a DUI at least once or twice.
Now, as I understand it, when you own this home as an investment property, you sort of collect rent from the tenants that are living there, right?
Yes.
And a portion of that rent is used to cover whatever the mortgage payment is for the house, right?
Yep.
And then other expenses associated with the home, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I noticed that you all had mortgage insurance, right?
Judge, I'm gonna object on relevance.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I think it goes to Mr. Nagorny's state of mind with regard to his relationship with the home. That's what I'm trying to establish here.
Allow some additional inquiry into it. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So needless to say, there's expenses associated with the home, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so the rent that the tenants were paying, that goes towards the mortgage and the other expenses associated with the home, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the rents that you collected from these tenants, they actually exceeded the cost of the mortgage and the expenses associated with the home, right?
Yes.
In other words,
Cream and
you're a
sugar.
business student, so you had a profit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so with regard to that profit, what happened to it?
What do you mean?
Well, who gets that money?
Judge, I'm gonna object relevance.
I'll sustain that as to
Okay.
profits.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Kelly. Lacey.
with regard to the maintenance on the home in January, February, and March of 2024,
Mhm.
who was it that was
Love.
maintaining the home?
Me and my husband, and we have been from the start. We've handled all the maintenance. We had to replace certain things, and we have handled it all ourselves.
Okay. And so and your father, so to speak, I mean, your father has, you know, a stake in this home and, the well-being of it and it being maintained and taken care of. Fair?
Fair. Only he never wanted any part of this home.
I'm just asking you to answer the question I'm asking, okay? That's all you
Sure.
need to say. I'm not asking for any additional information.
Okay.
Your dad helped you buy the home, right?
Yes, he did.
So he has a stake in, maintaining the home, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I love steak.
If I give a second, please.
You may.
I just told you I wanted to buy the good bacon one day. You think I can afford to put something in this coffee? Lawyer's trying to say the dad can come over because he owns the house.
And how much was the home purchased for initially?
No, I'm going to object relevance.
It goes to the things I was just talking about and Mr. Nagorny's purpose in being there.
Okay,
in-
I'll let Mr. Mercer.
Okay, thank you. How much was the home purchased for?
About $500,000.
Okay. And how much did you contribute towards that amount?
I don't know. I'm not sure actually.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. Mr. Huntsman, any redirect?
Judge, I don't have any additional questions for Elizaveta. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome to
Okay.
step down.
Thank you.
So at this point, there was a tiny problem in this court, and we've seen it happen before. It doesn't happen in all courts, but we've seen this happen before. In this court, the lawyers do their thing, and then the jury gets to submit questions. And they forgot. So when she got to the door, they were like, hey, come on back. So now we're going to hear the jury's questions. Guess who gets to read out the jury's questions, though? Because the jury can't ask her, and it's neither of the lawyers. Hi, Brett.
Okay, thank you, folks, for your patience. As I had said earlier, there are some reasons why I can't ask certain questions, or I may have modified or combined some questions that were similar. So please don't speculate as to what any questions they can't ask would have been, and don't be offended if I'm not asking a question that you submitted. So, ma'am, I just have a couple of questions I want to ask you on behalf of the jury. First, what was your relationship with Mr. Nagarni like when you purchased the 9147 Beechwood property?
Yeah, our relationship was, I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was civil. And the only reason that I went into a partnership with him on this property is because he swore to me that he wants nothing to do with it, or that he will never uh try to come and take the house, or he doesn't want any money for it. He told me like, I'm just trying to help you, like uh, just start your life and whatever. And so I was like, okay. But honestly, deep down, I kind of knew, because his favors don't really come without
could have-
Yeah.
If she's speculating, I'm gonna object.
That's
She's
yeah,
right,
that's fine,
though.
but I'm sorry, that's okay. Yes, I think you answered the question. I appreciate it. Can you also tell us how he was being aggressive, if at all, either on the September 27th, 2023 incident, or any time from October 1st, 2023 through March 2nd, 2024?
So every single time since the times that you've mentioned that he's came, he's been erratic, aggressive. He demands to be let in. He runs up to my room, demands to be in my room for whatever reason, never really explaining the reason. He's if I don't want to let him in, he try to push me physically.
Oh, it's a cat. Oh, I thought it was her dad, but that sounds like it's just a cat, right?
On the main event that happened that got us to get a protection order.
Action.
Okay, I'll,
Right.
I'm just going to sustain that,
Okay.
but you're fine. You haven't done anything wrong, but we'll stop you there.
Okay.
You touched on this a little bit, but can you tell us what Mr. Nagarni's demeanor was like on September 27, 2023?
Yeah, he was, again, like I said, he was being aggressive, demanding to be let in to the house, demanding to be let into my room, running up to my room, running around the room. Again, very erratic behavior.
Thank you. And why didn't you call 911 on that September 27th date and instead went to the police station?
Because as I explained previously, originally I tried to solve everything with no police, or as little police involvement as possible. I thought we could just be civil. And so at that moment, I was pretty distraught, and kind of didn't really come to me to call 911 right away. But after he basically said that he was leaving. It just kind of came to me. I was like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Thank you. And can you tell us how this has affected your personal life and your husband's personal life?
Yeah, so like as I mentioned, we had to move. We both he works full time. I am a full time student, and I mean it definitely affected our whole dynamic because I was very anxious, very stressed. I was having panic attacks all the time. And obviously, my husband has been extremely supportive to me with it all, but it couldn't have been easy to be in this situation and see like me being so distressed. He's a bit stronger when it comes to emotions, but he was also feeling, I think, as he told me, he was feeling pretty uncomfortable and just very bothered by the whole situation and the amount of stress that it's bringing.
Thank you. Mr. Merson, any further questions based on those questions?
No, thank you.
Mr. Outsman, anything further?
I don't have anything further either. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome to step down.
Thank you.
This time she really does step down. And now the verdict is in, and he's looking at the verdict. I cut everything else out. This is like 2 days later. There was a lot of boring testimony with other people.
Thank you. The verdict forms and questions have been filled out correctly. Verdict form for count 1, Roman numeral 1 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny not guilty of count number 1. And accordingly, the question for count 1 is not completed. As to count 2, Roman numeral 1 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny not guilty of count 2, criminal attempt to commit stalking. Verdict form for count 3, Roman numeral 2 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny guilty of count 3, first-degree criminal trespass. The verdict question is completed. Jury indicated yes, is a dwelling that was inhabited or occupied and signed by the foreperson.
I can tell you why they found him not guilty for stalking, but guilty for trespass. After she moved out, or he was told that she no longer lives there. Remember that the Ring camera we actually could hear? The roommates told the father at 11:30 at night, yeah, she doesn't live here anymore. Well, they were trying to get him for stalking, attempted stalking, because he kept coming back after that. And the reason why they said it was a stalking is because she has that Ring camera. So every time he goes to the house, he shows up. Like she gets a notification, she has to see him, and she sits there and watches him. And they said that was a form of communication, because he knows that the Ring camera, that she can see and interact with the Ring camera. So they said that's stalking. Well, the jury did not buy that.
Count 4, Roman numeral 2 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny guilty of count 4, violation of her protection order. Count 5, Roman numeral 2 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny guilty of count 5, violation of her protection order. And count 6, Roman numeral 2 is signed stating we, the jury, find the defendant Alexei Nagorny guilty of count 6, violation of her protection order. Mr. Burning, did I read those correctly? And is that the unanimous verdict of the jury?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Merson. I don't think I need any further information
Okay,
at this point.
thank you. I know.
Okay, so he's just been found guilty of a bunch of charges, not the stalking, but that's fine. So the judge, asked the two lawyers, is there anything else from you? Is there anything else from you before sentencing? And they said, yes, I would like a sentencing hearing. So we're not going to get a sentence today. But now he's turning to Mr. Nagori and he's asking, is there anything else you want to say? There is.
Mr. Nagorny, is there anything you would like to let me know, sir?
I will not sign protection order, and I will not go to probation. I will not
I will not sign protection order and I will not go to probation.
Follow to protection order. I know that this protection order is not correct and it should be completely removed.
And if you want to talk to Mr. Merson about this before you respond, you can. When you say you won't follow the protection order, do you mean as to going to the residence at Beechwood or as to contact with Elizaveta Taylor Thompson or Luba?
I will not follow to protection order because this protection order not correct. I completely disagree with this protection order.
May I have a second, please, Judge?
You may.
And I will not.
Can you talk to you for a second? Here, just take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat.
Okay. So, Mr. Merson, we'll pass the matter for sentencing. I'm going to go speak with the jury just so I can have them be released. And then Mr. Nagorny, I'll hear any further statements you have after that.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. We are back on the record now on 24 CR 678, People versus Nagorny. Mr. Houtzma is present with Detective Walser. Mr. Merson is present with Mr. Nagorny. Mr. Merson, any further record requests at this time?
Yeah, if the court could indulge me, and to be clear, I have advised Mr. Nagorny about this on multiple occasions, but sometimes I think certain things coming from the judge carry more significance. If the court could make it clear to Mr. Nagorny that the court has no choice with regard to the existence of the criminal protection order in this case, and that Colorado law requires that anytime any crime is alleged or even after a person's been convicted. And so even if the court wanted to not issue a protection order, the court doesn't have the authority to do that.
Which they
because
do.
The legislature has passed a statute requiring a protection order. If the court would be willing to explain that to Mr. Nagorny, that would be helpful for me. Thank you. Before the court takes asks for any further comment from Mr. Nagorny. Thank you.
And you have to say it like that, Kingsley. You have to say, "Good morning, Mr. Westerdale." Okay?
Okay, thanks, sir. And Mr. Nagorny, Mr. Merson is correct on that. So where we stand right now, because you were charged with a crime and you've been convicted with some of those crimes, 18-1-1001, that's the statute, requires that I issue a protection order that restrains you from having contact with Elizaveta Nagorny, Taylor Thompson, and Lyubov Nagorny. There are parts of that that I can change. I did change how this protection order is listed for the Beechwood address. That didn't change the civil restraining order that already exists. And I understand if you disagree with the fact that these were put in place, and if you disagree with the reason that the civil restraining order was put in place, that's all fair. But I need you to understand that these restraining orders are legally in effect.
He's not getting arrested within the next 2 weeks. Dude's already in jail. What do you think? He's already sitting there. I don't
and
know.
They will still apply no matter what happens. So do you understand that? Do you have any questions for me or Mr. Merson about
She's
that?
the Russian interpreter.
I believe
Hey,
yes,
Terry.
but I have no choice. I will wait until you remove this protection order, and you are a judge, and you need to do right what have to be right. I believe, and I will stay in jail until everything will not corrected.
Well, that escalated. What do you mean jail?
Okay. And if you're more comfortable responding in Russian and having that interpreted, we can do that too. I just want to make sure you're able to let me know everything you want to.
Я буду ждать, пока не будет все сделано правильно в тюрьме. Жень.
I will be waiting until everything is solved, becomes, fair. And I will be waiting in jail.
Okay. And my question for you is, or I guess I'll tell you what my options are right now. So we're at sentencing right now, so I'm deciding what the sentence should be. My options, realistically, are I can place you on probation. That means you would be released on this case today. But you would have to comply with probation and supervision. And a condition of that would be complying with the restraining order. If you're telling me that you're not going to comply with the restraining order or probation, then my options become additional time in the Adams County Jail or potentially up to 18 months in the Department of Corrections, the Colorado prison. That's not what I want to do, but I also need to make sure that the restraining orders in whatever way they are issued will be complied with. So is there anything you want to let me know about that?
Я понимаю, но у меня тоже нет другого выхода.
I understand,
No.
but I have no choice either.
And tell me more about what you mean by you have no choice.
Я буду ждать здесь или в тюрьме или в prison, пока не будет все сделано правильно с этим protection order'ом.
So I will be waiting either here in jail or in prison until everything is solved, everything is decided in my favor, or everything is done correctly.
Okay.
I'm talking about the protection order.
Mhm.
You are judge, and I believe that everything should be solved in the United States correctly. I confident that right things should be done and can be done legally.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Shout out to his mad
Mr. Mercer,
English
anything
skills,
further?
though.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to do this, but I guess I would, in light of how this has kind of transpired, I am gonna ask for, at the very least, a sentencing hearing, after all, to see if I can figure out some way to solve this. I don't think that a PSI is necessary. And so I'm not necessarily asking for that, but I would like to, maybe I can figure some way through this.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think that's fair given the circumstances. Mr. Outsman, any objection to that?
I do not.
Mr. Merson, how much time would you like? I'm
Uh,
out next week. We can set this in 2 to 3 weeks if you want a shorter turnaround.
2 to 3 weeks is fine. Thank you.
That was Thursday, October 17th at 8:30.
That'll work.
Thank you. We'll set the matter over for further hearing regarding sentencing to Thursday, October 17th at 8:30. Bond will remain set as is. I understand there's been an acquittal on the stalking charge, but I'm going to maintain the order that bond is not postable unless Mr. Nagorny signs the restraining order in this matter. And then we'll determine where we're going from there on the 17th.
So I guess the lawyer has an uphill battle because there's a huge culture gap going on here, and he doesn't understand at all what's going on. He thinks that, he has to sit in jail until a judge, you know, tells him that he can do what he wants. And that's not how it works. He's never going to be able to just do what he wants. But no one's going to put him in jail just to sit in jail. I mean, if he's not going to sign the protection order, he's going to jail, prison even. The judge said I can do, jail or prison. So, but the lawyer, he's a smart dude. Maybe he'll be able to, you know, get it through to him. He has a couple weeks. I don't know how to get. I wouldn't even know how to get it through to someone who's programmed to believe, like we are programmed to believe this is okay and this is not okay, and we go somewhere else. We would have a hard time too. Linus, I thought that we would have. I thought I had his testimony, but I got enough. We heard enough. Oh, storms. Oh, I hope I get some storms today. All right. Now we're going to go to Judge Fleischer. Goodbye, Brett. I shall miss you. And you're out next week. Text me. Okay. Hey, Judge. There's our judge. I was there, but I honestly can't remember if anything good happens today. I just can't remember. I trying to remember. Lena, do you remember anything about today? Maiko, do you remember anything about today? Yesterday. Yeah. Me. It's more like common sense. Like this is common sense to them. This is how everything works. Like when Linus comes to America, she's not going to understand really how much we deep fry every single thing and put ranch on it. She's going to get a deep fried Oreo with ranch. She's going to look around and say, do you guys ever eat a vegetable? No, we do. We eat a lot of vegetables. A lot. Our grocery stores are packed with vegetables, but people across the pond think that we don't eat vegetables. You can get the little packets that are way less heavy. They're just little packets, and then you can make it at home. Same thing.
So this is a new case?
Yes, well, it's a refund.
What do you mean it's a refund?
Chicken bacon ranch pizza.
I don't understand. Hey, Mr. Haddad, take a look at this, will you please? This is Mr. Garza. It says it's a refile, but what I'm showing the dismissal was because it was a duplicate filing, not because of a no PC issue.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right? And so, but how is it just now for first setting?
Of course you're right, Judge.
You see the dismissal says duplicate filing.
With ranch.
Yeah, well, here it's so like 2 weeks later, huh? It's weird, right?
Yeah, that is weird, Judge, and honestly, I can't tell. All I'm looking at is the settings here. I don't see anything different in deeds, so I think they just.
Not if I get it first.
Mr. Garza, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Yeah, I saw, but I mean, I don't know where they are. So if we waited for attorneys, God, we'd be waiting for
With
3 years.
Ranch.
So that's why we're gonna do this. We'll wait for them to come. Who knows when they're gonna show up. Okay, please.
On September 20th, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to an assault. The complaining witness, who is in a dating relationship with the defendant, explained that she was in the driver's seat of her vehicle parked in the driveway of her residence and was having a verbal altercation because of the defendant watching pornography. The defendant then opened the complaining witness's door and his hands pulled the complaining witness's hair, as well as struck the complaining witness in the head, hands, and legs, causing pain.
Okay. Mr. Garza, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know whether she wants to have contact with him?
It doesn't look like they were able to reach out to her to complete a writ just yet.
Okay, Mr. Garza, I don't know if she wants to have contact with you. So until I know that she wants to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. I want to respect and follow what she wants and her wishes. Yeah, just don't say anything at this point. You've got a lawyer. Your lawyer can communicate for you. The only thing I'm telling you now is that a protective order has been issued in this case. I would suggest you get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, the state will file additional charges against you. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact and not to be in possession of any weapons as well. If you violate these orders, you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in jail. I will revoke your bond, raise it up. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
I'm down to just
Okay.
one cup a day.
I'm gonna have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while we wait for your lawyer to get here. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant. Okay? Please.
Right this way.
So if you can file no contact, no weapons.
All. Page 8.
I'm a computer programmer. That's a lot of
Good morning,
coffee.
Mr. Hall. Good morning. Mr. Hall, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, it will be appointed to you, sir.
You know what else is different, Linus? That will be hard if you ate American for a week or so. So I could be wrong. Maybe everybody else is normal, but eating habits are like you either go 12 out. Okay, so you either are starving or you're completely full. So like a lot of people just like eat once a day, like dinner. They'll eat a huge dinner and then they'll maybe snack on some snacks during the day, but it's not like breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's you are starving until dinner and then you eat, eat this whole dinner and then you're good until the next day. Oh no, I'm almost done with it.
On September 25th, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance. The complaining witness, who is married to the defendant, stated that they were having a verbal argument over infidelity. The complainant declined to show his phone to the defendant, and then the defendant then reached over in an attempt to take the phone away from the complainant. The defendant grabbed the complaining witness by the neck for 1 to 2 seconds and applied pressure, not impeding his breath, but causing pain.
I'm guessing, I'm going out on a limb here that Linus wakes up with it. I don't know if it's a full breakfast, but it's like at least a smoothie of fruits or oatmeal or something. And then not a lot, not a big, a little one. And then like there's a lot of celery and carrots snacking. And then, like a nice healthy lunch with in between that little, you know, vegetable snacking and then a normal dinner. And then, at night a little healthy snacky snack. So it's like all day a little bit, not like a huge, great big, you know, triple cheeseburger meal. That's in my head. That's how it's working.
What do you do again
So. I
for the
believe
injury?
The complaining witness didn't turn over the cell phone, and so in response, allegedly, the defendant took his hands and put them around the neck and applied pressure for 2 seconds. 1 or 2
Is there
seconds.
any, did he say there was any kind of injury or he was in pain?
It said that not impeding his breath, but it did cause pain, yes.
So he does say pain.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Hall, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
What the
Do we know whether
heck is
the
that?
complaining witness wants to have contact with Mr. Hall?
Okay, Googling.
No contact? Okay. Mr. Hall, you've heard it. You're not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. A protective order has also been issued in this case as of 9/26. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, they will file additional charges against you, and then you're really going to go sideways because it's no more PR bonds for you for any new cases if you don't follow conditions. Do you understand?
Sure.
Do you have a lawyer today? Sorry?
Not today.
Okay, well, we're gonna give you time to get a lawyer. So first, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. While we get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Don't pick up any new cases. You understand? Okay, please.
I didn't know what that was when I first looked at it, and I was horrified. Horrified, guys. Guys, this is what she was saying. Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Sorry. Hold on. No, I don't have bacon again. Shush, 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 shush. So I just looked at that and I thought, oh my, oh my God, what is that? It's chocolate sprinkles. Is there like butter underneath it or something? Is there ranch on it? No, I don't think I could do that. Maybe, maybe if it was toasted with butter. No, I think that would be too much sweet. I don't, although I could shove a donut in my mouth when I wake up. So yeah, yeah.
Was that THA?
Yeah, THA and states bond conditions. If you can also know weapons of
Next
contact.
is page 11, Lemus, Louise, come on up.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Linus, huh?
Venus.
Oh, Linus. Luis Lemus. Mr. Lemus, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And on the gun case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I see that you have 2 different lawyers on each of your cases.
So the one I have is Attorney Frank.
Yes.
Okay, I have here a Budwani is on your DWI. Is that right? It's done in there. I need you to fix something for me.
Yes, Judge.
On the bottom of page 11, it looks like that attorney was entered in an error. It should be Michael Famine.
I have to ask because some of you might know. So right now, my legs are killing me. My feet are killing me because I walked a lot last night. But last night I got my Hoka, my HOKA sneakers, and I heard that they are so good and that people who walk all day wear these and they don't hurt your legs and feet don't hurt at all anymore. Does that work? Does anybody have Hokas? Does anybody walk 10,000 steps a day walk? And I'm living proof that walking is not a way to lose weight.
And not, yeah, please, thanks. All right, please.
On September 26, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a major crash in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant driver and the sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed a key fob in the vehicle, push button start. The vehicle's 2 front wheels dislodged and minor damage to the front bumper. The officer observed skid marks from the west side barrier leading to the defendant's car. The
I don't run.
officer observed slurred speech, bloodshot, watery eyes, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, stumbling, and the use of vehicle as support. The defendant stated that he consumed 1 to 2 beers and was coming home from work as a bartender and had a pistol in either the center console or the driver's side door. The
He's a bartender. He had 1 to 2 beers and he's stumbling into the car.
officer observed a loaded pistol in a soft
Lies.
case holster on the driver's side floor. Standard field sobriety tests were administered, and the officers observed 6 out of 6 signs for the HGN test. And walk and turn and one leg stand were not performed due to safety concerns. The defendant read the DIC to the defendant, or the defendant was read his DIC and refused a breath test. A blood search warrant was obtained and executed, and the defendant was identified with his Texas driver's license.
Okay.
How can I eat more bacon and still be okay? But don't tell me about exercise.
Can you tell me if there are any prior DWIs?
Water. Drink more water.
Because we
Gotcha.
someone to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol, and I don't care what fashion, shape, weight, form, whatever it is, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
I love
Where do you
those.
work?
I don't go to the gym, but when I do, that's what I go to. I love going on the rowing machines. Yep. And I hear it's like 600 calories, blah, 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 blah. It's like if you're like on the treadmill, it's like, I don't know, 200 calories, but the rowing machine's like 600 calories. But they're so much fun that I love on the rowing machines. And like sometimes you know, how you can watch little videos on your tablet or your phone. I'll put a comedy on or a stand-up comedian or something. Get on the rowing machine and I have a blast. Now when everybody else around me, you know, they're just all mad and working out and serious. And there I am giggling away at my rowing machine. You guys should all go to a rowing machine today. You'll see, it's fun.
What do you,
I wasn't getting out of work. I went to a bar.
I don't want to talk about the case. I only want to talk about what you do. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so what do you do for a living?
I just work, go to school. That's it.
Okay, and how much money do you make a month?
On top of my head, I would say like 3-4 grand.
Okay, where do you go to school?
San Jacinto College.
Parents, or who do you live with? Parents? Okay, you need a lawyer to represent you. We're gonna give you time to, oh, that's right, you do have a lawyer, sorry.
Oh, you see me.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Pham and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. You're in school now. I'm assuming you're in college.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of peer pressure in college. Be very, very careful. If you pick up a new DWI, you violate these conditions. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be understanding. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the public. If I have to put you in jail and then you're going to end up failing, hey, you're on notice now. What's expected of you? Don't drink. If that means that you can't go to parties, don't go to parties because the peer pressure is immense. I'm not going to be understanding.
I get it. Ron.
Good. All
I have
right.
a quick question.
Shoot.
Even though I have a license to carry a handgun, that does not why the case is open.
No dope, no alcohol, no weapons while the case is over. And as long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. If I find that you become a danger, there's one place we put people that are like that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will have you go.
I didn't see Bill's stream. I hope all of you saw Bill's stream. Better grab that link because if you didn't, you should go see Bill's stream. However, 9 hours ago, because look, I don't know if I'm allowed to show any of his stream. I hope he doesn't get mad at me because I'm not stealing his content. But look who he had. Look who he had. He had Goat Lewis. And Louis sent me a message too. So here, I'm gonna put the link. Oh no, it's not stealing if you put the link. I'm putting the link. Bill, I'm putting the link. Don't yell at me. I'm gonna get in trouble. YouTube terms and conditions. I was shocked in his message to me. He didn't have an accent. He didn't have an accent. Yeah, so I was shocked. I'm like, who the heck is that? Because the camera angle was like a little like he looked really tiny in the message. The camera angle was and they're like, hey, court vibes, and I'm like, who the heck is that? He was talking normal. Then I saw the bow tie. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was great. It was the greatest message ever, except for the judge's message. They were both the greatest message ever. He said I can interview him at any time, but I don't really do interviews. I did Judge Fleischer. I did interview him, and that was it. I mean, I'm not really an interviewer. I talk too damn much. However, what I could do is have a panel on so other people can interview him here, and I'll just sit in the background, drink my coffee. That sounds like a plan for another day. We need to get to work. I'm distracted all the time.
To Victoria, sign a receipt. After that, you'll get with pre-chop for your bond conditions, and after that, we'll just have you waiting back for Mr. Pham to show. Okay? Good luck, Mr. Lemus.
Look at you all green.
Hey, looking
So
good.
pretty.
Yeah, I'm on a trial next door. I'm gonna help you guys.
Are y'all in trial now?
No, in maybe 10, 15 minutes. Hola, buenos días. Me llamo Luis, soy el intérprete. Acérquese aquí. Oh, perdón. Acérquese aquí, por favor. Solamente mira el juez y le contesta en español nada más.
This is the one his family
Ah,
came.
Luis,
I thought we already dealt with this the other day.
He never.
Wait, did you see that? Who's over here? Who is it? He just introduced himself to someone new over here and shook their hand. So we need to know. Victoria, Melissa, we need to know who our coworker are. We can't just work every day with you guys and not know who we're working with. Who is in this black void right here? Come home. Wait, give me the next line. I know. I know. She left me roses. All right, sorry.
He never came in. We kept rolling it until he got out.
Are you Oscar Cruz Hernandez?
Sí, es correcto.
Sir, you were charged with harassment. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 15th, 2024, officers received a call for service for a disturbance or an unknown weapon located at an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. While on the scene, the officer spoke to the complaining witness about what happened, and she stated that around 1 a.m., she was outside of her apartment door, and the defendant stated in Spanish, "You should come inside the apartment. If not, you're going to end up like dead chickens." And the defendant made the face of a dead chicken.
Is that The face.
gallina muerta.
Then the defendant
Después
came
la
back to the
persona
apartment
regresó al apartamento
and stated
y declaró
that y'all don't
que
listen,
ustedes no escuchan
you witches.
brujas.
Then the
Brujas.
defendant came a
Después se la
third
acusaba de
time
una tercera vez
and stated to
y
her,
le declaró a ella
if she loves her son,
que si ella
she'll
quiere
go
su hijo,
inside.
que ella va a entrar, que ella entrar, que va a entrar.
He's agreeing with this.
Complaining witness
El testigo
stated that
creyente
she was
declaró
able
que ella fue capaz
to observe
de observar
the defendant
que
grabbing
el
at his
acusado
waistline,
agarraba por su cintura,
to which the
lo
complainant
cual la
said
acusada,
she
la querellante
appeared or
declaró
said appeared to
que
be a
Brujas.
aparentaba ser como un
firearm.
arma de fuego.
The complainant
El
stated
querellante
that
declaró
when the suspect
que
came
cuando el
closer to
sospechoso se
her,
le acercó a ella,
she was able to
ella
see the
logró ver
handle of a firearm.
la manilla del arma de fuego.
Complainant advised that she was in fear of her life.
Informó que temía por su vida.
Have you spoken to the complaining
¿Ha
witness
hablado
in
con
this
el
case?
testigo creyente?
I have attempted
Yo he
a couple of
intentado
rips,
varias, un
and
par
we
de
have not been
llamadas
able to
y
get in
no hemos
contact
logrado
with her.
comunicarnos con ella.
Mr. Cruz Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable
Hay
cause
causa
to go
razonable
forward with
para
your
que
case.
solo
Hey, Michael. Michael. Hey, Michael. Does hold on. Does his smile remind you of anything?
pues allá está el juez, ¿no?
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person. Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende eso, señor? Tiene que hablar, sí, señor o no, señor.
Tell me,
Yes,
how
sir.
old are you?
Dígame, ¿qué edad tiene usted? ¿Solo español? ¿Perdón?
23.
23.
You do for a living?
¿A qué se dedica? ¿Qué
A
hace
la
usted?
yarda. Landscaping.
Yards, landscaping.
Are you a United States
¿Es un ciudadano
citizen?
americano?
No,
No.
centroamericano.
American.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Con permiso, pero ya está vencido.
With permission, but it's now expired.
So you don't have permission to
Entonces
be
no
here.
tiene permiso de estar aquí. No.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
No sé.
I do not know.
Think about it.
Piénselo.
Yo no quería ir a la casa.
I don't want to go to I don't want to go to jail.
I understand.
Yo entiendo.
That's not my question.
Pero esa no es mi
The
pregunta.
question is,
Mi pregunta es la siguiente.
what happens if you go to jail?
Soy detenido y voy preso por muchos años.
Would be detained, imprisoned for many years.
Immigration will put a detainer on you. And you will be stuck in custody. First,
Just in case anybody forgot.
until this case is over with. And then you'll be shipped off to immigration where you will wait another 6 to 9 months waiting for them to do whatever they're going to
Hagan
do.
lo que van a hacer con usted.
Do not violate the conditions I put on you now. Otherwise, I will put you in jail. I want you to understand that I value every single person in this
Cada persona
county,
con
and I will protect them as much as I can.
la-
And if I find that you become a danger, if I find that you violate these conditions, and I don't care what it is, I will put you in jail and make your bond extremely high.
su fianza bastante alta.
The reason you got out so quick is we gave you a free bond. Typically, when people violate, their bonds end up being $5,000 to $10,000. And if you can't bond out quick enough, immigration will find you. Do you understand?
Suficientemente rápido inmigración lo encuentra. ¿Usted entendió, señor? Tiene que hablar, sí, señor,
señor.
o no, señor.
Sí, señor.
You are not to
Acuérdese.
have
Yes,
any
sir.
contact with the complaining witness in this case,
No puede tener
not to go where she lives, not to go where she works,
Ya vive donde
and
ya
not to be in possession of any weapons.
no posesione ningún arma.
Are you taking any medication at
¿Se
this
está
time?
tomando alguna medicina?
What are
Tiene
you
que hablar,
taking?
¿es
Sí,
un
señor.
sí o no?
Sí,
Yes.
What are you taking?
¿Qué está tomando?
unas pastillas.
Some pills.
What?
¿Qué?
Es para dormir,
Solo mira-
poder dormir, sleeping.
Something to help me sleep.
Who are you here with today?
¿Con quién está aquí usted el día de hoy?
Con mi mamá y un familiar.
with my mother and a
Get your mother.
family.
Mira la paz de José Amaya.
Didn't understand anything when he said. He just said something about José Amaya.
Your mother's here.
¿Tu madre está aquí?
Sí. Go get her,
Yes.
please.
Ve por ella. His eyes look a little droopy. I got to leave shortly. Okay.
Hey,
Está bien, señor, no la tiene que empujar así. Señora, usted hágase aquí, usted es más importante. Cambie con él. Me llamo Luis, soy el intérprete, ¿ok?
For anybody who didn't understand the lawyer that I just put up, I'm gonna put the link to the live stream. But I'm telling you right now, watch it at your own discretion. Because, oh my God, it was hilarious.
Mira, el juez.
thank you so much for coming.
Gracias por estar aquí, señora.
He's facing a lot of
Él
time,
está enfrentando bastante tiempo.
and I want him to understand, and I want you guys to understand that if he goes to jail, he will get an immigration detainer.
Sí, una orden de detención de inmigración.
He's living with you now,
¿Está
correct?
viviendo con usted ahora, correcto? Yes.
Okay, I want you guys to understand that as part of his bond condition, he must take any medication that is prescribed by a doctor.
Que se le receta por un doctor.
I also don't want him out in the middle of the night,
Afuera a medianoche.
not to go near where the complaining witness lives or works, because I don't want any more issues. Is there anything else that you would like me to add, or do you need anything, any kind of help?
Pues ahorita le está tomando un medicamento recetado por el doctor.
Well, right now he's taking medication prescribed by a doctor. So
Please make sure that he continues to take it. If he does not take it, I need you to let me know so we can take care of him.
nosotros lidiar con eso.
It seems that when he's not taking the medication, bad things happen, and that's what we don't want to happen. I've given you a lawyer, and your lawyer can always get in contact with me for any issues that you may have. But understand,
Entienda.
he will not get any more PR bonds. If he violates conditions or he picks up a new case, I will end up putting him in jail, and then he's going to stay there for a very, very long time because immigration will get him. Okay? Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene una pregunta, señorita?
No, solamente eso.
No, just that.
Okay, so I'll have you guys talk with the lawyer today. We'll postpone it for you guys to get the evidence and just
Para que las evidencias
please
tengan, por favor,
maintain
bueno,
maintain him. Okay?
la vigilancia sobre él.
Good luck, guys. Please.
Un asiento.
Gracias.
So I
pase
was
con ella.
playing and I missed it. Is he getting a psych eval?
All right, Judge.
Did
the next
anybody
one
say
is
psych
page
eval?
13,
Yes,
Adahar.
and I just got done like talking about it in my stream for a while. You guys, he never pays attention to me. He's working. Ah.
Can we get a new, I mean, he's got to go to trial. Do we, is
Not it, not it.
that it? Okay, thanks, Luis. Good luck.
Thanks, Louise.
Oh gosh,
Mr.
hold my
Madahar?
beer.
Mr. Mar,
Listen, that is a tall order. Men don't work. That is a tall order. Oh man, how in the world am I gonna find a court with someone who speaks Dutch? Come on, guys, help me out. I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Madahar, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I see that you do have a lawyer, but who knows when they're going to get here, so we'll just do probable cause now. They can always come talk to me after the fact if there's any issues, okay? All right.
On September 25th, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a major crash in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who was rear-ended by the defendant, who was the driver of his vehicle. The officer observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and swaying. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. The officer saw 6 out of 6 signs for HDN, 8 out of 8 signs for walk and turn, and 4 out of 4 signs for one leg stand. The defendant was read as DIC and consented to a breath test. The results were 0.196 and 0.215. The defendant was identified with his Texas driver's license.
Any other DWIs?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Madahar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You have a Texas driver license. Do you have liability insurance in your name? You can continue to drive as long as you have both. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I will randomly test you. If I find that you're using any kind of alcohol or drugs, and I don't care what the source is, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Oso, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You'll get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and then we'll just have you waiting back for Mr. Oso. Please.
All right, Judge. Next is the printout that you were given.
Is this the last one?
Terry, Bobby needs help. Wait, I gotta try to Kentucky that. It's not coming to me. Nope, I can't Kentucky that.
Hey, boys, come on out.
Is this on docket or no?
Off docket. It's on Friday.
Good morning, Ms. Wimbush. Ma'am, you were charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On September 26, 2024, at approximately 1:15 p.m., an officer responded to a call at the TSU Library Center located at 3100 Claiborne Street in Harris County, Texas, regarding a disturbance. The officer made contact with the individual causing the disturbance, and the defendant approached asking officers what's going on and what did she do. The officers repeatedly asked the defendant to step back, and she became belligerent, asserting that they were at her store. She eventually complied and moved away, but she insisted that a police supervisor be called to the scene. TSU Sergeant Barnett arrived and spoke privately with the defendant. Afterwards, responding officer requested the defendant's information to report her behavior to her supervisor in the university. The defendant refused to provide it and attempted to bypass the officer. When the officer asked her to identify herself again, the defendant declined and attempted to walk away. As the officer tried to detain her, she began to throw herself on the ground and yell, escalating the disturbance. Several officers issued verbal commands for her to comply. The defendant continued to resist, jumping around and asserting her rights. The officer attempted to escort her outside. The defendant then wrapped her arms and legs around a pole, continuing to yell. The officers physically pried her from the pole and detained her. Defendant used her body weight to resist and push against the officers. Defendant was then placed in the back of the patrol car without incident.
What's she doing wrong?
So it appears she wasn't the initial person causing the disturbance, but when they came to respond to the disturbance that they were called for, she intervened. And once they asked her to remove herself from the situation, she refused.
You didn't say, when you initially started saying about everything, you didn't say that she was the initial cause of the disturbance, that there was a call for a disturbance. They get out there and she, I guess.
So what it says is that they made contact with the individual that was causing the disturbance, and then the defendant approached asking.
See,
the officer.
right. So she just comes up, starts being nosy, right?
Right.
And then she basically, I guess, is trying to leave. And then they start asking her for her information.
Well, they were asking her to leave the scene so that they can respond to the disturbance, and she wouldn't comply. I think that's the issue, that she wouldn't leave when
Did
they
you,
asked her.
you say that?
Yes. They asked her to move away from the scene and she refused to comply.
Show me, will you read that part again?
So when she approached the officers repeatedly asked the defendant to step back, and the defendant became belligerent, asserting that they were at her store. She eventually complied and moved away, but
So she complies, she moves away,
right. But then she came back.
okay?
And so at that point, when she returned, they asked her to identify herself. She refused to provide her identification. And then at that point, when they asked her to identify herself, she attempted to bypass the officers.
She leaves, she's trying to leave.
She is attempting to, yeah, she's
She's leaving.
attempting to leave again.
And then they start bucking up to her.
I had 2 Englishmen come in tonight, and we had a ball with English. We, we had a ball. They told me I need to learn to speak English better. Americans need to learn to speak English better, which I mean is true. But then I started, bringing up some of the things that they say that are a little funny, and then I bought him a beer.
Sure, yeah.
Judge, what is this case?
It's on for tomorrow's docket. Let me give you the cause number. 251-1137.
Sounds like an interference. So
That's what she's charged with, but, so, sounds like she's got a case of the nosies, you know? She goes up there allegedly being nosy, she leaves, comes back, and then they start asking for her information. And she declines to give her information.
So Judge, what I'm looking at here, just to add context to the situation, she approaches in an unrelated incident. It looks like she's asking what's going on. Fine. They talk to her individually. Okay. They tell her to leave. She continually asks what's going on. What did she do? She asserts, she becomes belligerent, is what the officer says, asserting that they were at her store, obstructing their investigation. Eventually, I don't know what the time frame is, but they say eventually she complies, moves away, but insisted that they need to call a supervisor to the area. A sergeant then spoke with her privately. After they responded and they requested her information to report her behavior to her supervisor at the university, and to identify her, which she refused to do. She then attempts to bypass officers. They ask her for identification again. They're detaining her. She says no.
But what's the interference? What did she specifically do?
Well,
she's just talking to them.
I understand,
Right?
Judge. She's talking to them, but she's saying that they're at her store. She's belligerent, telling them to leave. They're at her store. The position of the state judge is that did obstruct their investigation. I mean, it's not in this. There's multiple senses of obstruction in our opinion. It's not.
Are you losing right now? Okay. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'll find no probable cause.
I'll dismiss the case, Judge.
When you go up and you get into a pissing match with officers, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Every single time. If you go up and you mess with someone who has the power of arrest, you're going to lose every single time. Don't go. It's not hard. I found no probable cause in your case, ma'am. Just be careful, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If I want to press charges or
Don't, you know what? Let sleeping dogs lie. Don't.
they assaulted me, though. They knocked out my tooth, they chipped my tooth, I got bruises on me.
And you can always go file a complaint with internal affairs,
That's what I'm
with
asking.
whatever.
How could I do that? I don't know the protocol.
So what agency was this? Is this, did you say it was at a college or?
TSUPD.
Okay. So you go to the Texas Southern University Police, you go to internal affairs, and you can file a complaint that way. Okay, I would take everything that you have, and that's how you do it. Okay, but just be careful.
And I can't even go back to my job because they're trying to ban me.
I don't know. I mean, did they issue some kind of trespass warning?
No, sir.
If there's a trespass warning, be careful. I don't see that one has been filed. They haven't told me about any kind of trespass or anything, so just be careful, okay? But I found no probable cause. They're gonna dismiss your case, okay? Just be careful in the future, all right, man? Okay, please. Good luck, okay, Ms. Wimbush? Yes.
It's like for 10.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to go to the end.
No probable cause.
I'm going to go to the end real quick because I do not want to forget to play this. And I'm going to. So remember the guy from a couple days ago that was just out of control? And you could hear him screaming and yelling in the back? He's back in front of the judge. That's Trey, right? Trey? Yes, that's Trey. Hi, Trey. We ignore you and we shouldn't.
Yeah. We're pretty much done. I just need to sign something.
Dude, what the heck, man? Why are we still here? Tell me. Come up, Mr. Fritter. I'm guessing we're about to hear something bad, huh? Hold on a second. Where's Tell me.
Came back positive for THC and
Well, we expected the methadone, didn't we?
and the THC.
THC, right. I'm right. I know that. And I'm not going to ding you for THC now. Tell me about the methadone.
Okay. Judge, we'd rather not
So-
get into that.
Well, the thing is that methadone is used to
Yes,
treat
Heroin, yes.
heroin addiction, right?
And we'll leave it at that.
But is that, because I'm not familiar with it, is that something prescribed? Are you getting it from a doctor? How are you getting it? How does one get methadone? Because, Mr. Fritter, I want to work with you.
Judge is asking for a
I don't
friend.
want to put you in jail just for the sake of putting you in jail. But I want you to do better. I want you to be better. And because you told me earlier you're going to a methadone clinic. Are you not going to a methadone clinic?
Judge, he is going to methadone clinic. For the previous reason we stated, he's going to couples therapy, counseling rather, that he's going with his wife.
I don't even know. I mean, what does methadone do? Is it an intoxicant? Is it to alleviate the, I'm not I mean, this is my first time where I'm having to deal with methadone as a way of self-medicating, so to speak. I mean, if you don't want to, I'm going to have to do my own research on it, and I'm going to bring you back tomorrow, and I'm going to determine whether I'm going to put you in jail or not, because I don't know enough. And I have to bring myself up.
Just a brief Google search, I can see that you can get intoxicated on methadone. If you overdose due to an abuse of the narcotic substance or accidentally, or intentionally for suicide or homicide purposes, but you can be intoxicated on methadone. It is possible.
And the purpose is what? What's the purpose of methadone? I mean,
it is used to treat opioid disorder, Judge, as you stated. But I think a secondary use, if it's obtained, if that's all you can get, or whatever reason, is you can use it to become intoxicated as well.
Is it?
So, Bill, I showed some of your stream, but I didn't put any sound on, and I gave everybody the clip. I mean, the URL, the link to your stream, and I told everybody to go watch it. So I didn't steal your content. Hi, Bill. How are you? I was just so excited about your stream last night. I didn't get to see it, but I did see the message from Luis, and it was so good. So good. Thank you for getting him on your show. That was awesome. I don't know. Hold on. It's your no. Oh no, I still got the smile guy up. There. Hold on. For all you new people, Bill had an awesome stream last night with Goat Luis. There it is. In a bow tie, just like Fleischer. Yeah, go watch it. I have to watch it. I was working last night, and then I was getting my stream together, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I will. That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see it. John, what did you do? Don't worry, they didn't tell me what I did wrong either. Bill, they tell you what you did wrong? YouTube. Okay, this is kind of heartwarming. Here we go.
Pablo, right? Is your name? What is it, Daniel? Daniel, do we have levels of the methadone?
No, sir, no, because it's a pot test, so we don't get levels from pot tests, only from the labs.
How long do you think we get a lab on it?
5 to 7 days.
Why is everything 5 to 7 days? In this life, why is everything 5 to 7 days? What's the problem? Mr. Fritter, talk to me, man.
I didn't take it to get high. I didn't take it to get high.
Okay, I want to get with you, man.
But I don't do drugs for recreation. You can also take methadone because it's used to curb any sort of craving.
Yes, that's what I'm okay. I mean, Mr. Fritter, I get it. And
Yeah,
I
but
want
I've
you to
done
be
a lot
better.
of work. Just to be
Understand.
looked at like a junkie is just tough.
Say it again.
To be looked at like a junkie after 3 years of this is still really hard. I know, but it's just, I know.
Hey, bud, I didn't care. I'd just throw your ass in jail right now. Okay? But I want you to be better. And I want you to be the best that you can be. But at the same time, you got to do things the right way. That's all I'm asking. If you need methadone, get it, but do it the right way. You know, hey, Mr. Fritter, there is a doctor on every damn corner here that's probably willing to prescribe you any damn thing that you want. All you got to do is go see him. But look at me. I'm self-medicating.
Okay.
Do it the right way. And I'm okay with you if you do it the right way, because I know what it is. I know how hard it is to get off that shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. The withdrawal, what it makes you do, what you do to stay high, it's freaking nuts. Hey, I get it, but just do it the right way. That's all I'm asking.
And Judge, my secondary issue as well. I think, I don't know if Abel made a mistake when he said it, but I've seen it today. I know the complainant's here. I'm worried about contact. There's a no contact order, the protective order and bond conditions.
He's here, you
I
know,
understand that, Judge, but I'm sorry, just.
I know.
I saw him with her earlier today in court for a couple minutes. I'm very worried that they still maintain contact outside of court. I don't know if they drove here together.
What, do we do a no contact or do we do
It's a
no
no
threatening?
contact and a protective order, Judge. The bond condition is saying no contact, and you admonish him heavily on zero contact.
I'm gonna allow him to have no threatening or harassing contact.
Yes, Judge.
I think he needs it,
Okay.
Michael. I don't think he probably, I mean, I don't know who else he
I
has
just
in
want to
his
make sure it's
life.
clear, Judge, just so we.
Mr. Fritter, I don't want to set you up to fail, but just speak to me. Be honest. That's all I'm asking you. I'm not gonna ding you unless you really just. So how can you get the methadone in the right way?
I can get it at the clinic, but I mean, yes, I can get it at the clinic.
Are you you don't want to go to the clinic? What's the I mean,
No,
why?
I mean, it's not that. I don't need it every day. I don't need to take it every day.
I get it. But can you still get it and just hold it for when you do need it?
No, that's not even necessary. I don't even need it like that. I mean, this was literally a one-time thing because I was super upset and I didn't want to take the chance on getting low enough to want it. So if that stuff's already in my system and I go to court,
At
it's
some
useless.
point, it's gonna get out. And you're gonna either need something, you're gonna need more of that, or you're gonna need the other, or so. How do we know when it's gonna stop? How do we know that you're gonna be able to do it the right way? We can't keep on like this. We need to come up with a plan that'll work for both of us so that you are happy and I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm trying to work with you here. I'm trying to do everything I can because I'm bending over backwards not to put you in jail. I'm modifying your conditions with her. I'm trying to figure out a plan for the methadone now. So work with me. I'm doing my best, but I also need you to do your best with me as well.
Guess what Jennifer has right now, guys? Power. Her power came back. Her power came back on. Man, that must have sucked.
We need to come up with a plan for the methadone. If you need it, okay, just get it the right way. How are we going to do that? What do they give you? Do they give you some kind of paperwork saying that you got it legitimately there? I can't imagine that they're just gonna, okay, here you go, boom.
No,
just get it.
it's a huge, long intake program.
Description is.
Do they give you paperwork to the effect?
Yes.
Okay, look at me. The next time you test positive for methadone, I better see some kind of paperwork that you got it the right way.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking much, man.
No problem. I won't test positive for it again, so you won't even have to worry about the
Look,
paper.
no. You need to do what's best for you. That's it. Because when you're at your best, everybody else is happy. When you're at your worst, what happens? Everybody else suffers as well. Hence the two cases we got now. So that's why if we find the solution, if we work together, then everybody's happy. And that's what I'm trying to do. How are you?
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
I do believe he does suffer from schizophrenia and BPD. I want to get him back into MHMRA. He was seeing another psychiatrist, but we've had problems with his insurance. And I
Freaking
think
insurance, such a joke. Freaking insurance.
Such a pain in the last 6 months.
Do you have insurance now? Do you have health insurance?
Medicaid and Medicare.
Does it suck?
On my birthday on July, they gave me a therapist. A week later, they took him away. A week later, I got him back. 2 weeks later, they took him away.
Do we have something we can do? Shatoria?
I mean, it's been literally back and forth all year.
I'm gonna see what we can do to find you someone. I don't know, honestly, if we do, I wish I had resources, but just because we're a misdemeanor court, we're like, no one cares about us down here, you know? I think he needs you, right? And I think that you probably need him. But I think at the same time, I also want you to be protected. And we all have our highs, we all have our lows. And when, Mr. Fritter, when you get that upset, when you having those downs, you gotta find another release. Whether it's going outside, walking, exercising and running, whatever. But it's gotta be something else.
That escalated
I don't want
quickly.
you to have any threatening or harassing contact with her. By having a no contact order now on you, it's setting you up to fail because I think both of you guys need each other. So
And I want the defendant to be clear that the felony court still has a no contact order in place. So just because you have it, no threatening, harassing.
Thank you for
what you're
saying
trying
that.
to do. Yes, Judge. I just don't want him to think that now that's gone.
you need to go up there. You need to go talk to them.
No, I don't have court till October 31st.
Doesn't matter. You can still go up there.
Oh, okay.
Just because you don't have court doesn't mean anything. Go up there and say, look, man, I need help.
She lives with me. I don't understand why.
That's
there's a
not, but that's not, no, there is a if you violate the no contact order in the felony case, they're going to revoke your bond. It don't matter that you're living with her. All they see is black and white. There's a no contact order in the felony case. Your bond's at what, 15,000 now? If they revoke your bond, you're gonna get a $30,000 bond, if not more. So to be on the safe side, don't even hang out with each other now. Go up to the felony court and ask them to remove it. They're gonna tell you that you need to talk to your lawyer, who is
Marjorie, Judge.
Munoz.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, hold on a second. Do you have the cause number for this case?
For the felony, Judge?
For our case?
252-9957.
Okay, this is her phone number. Okay. You need to call her and ask her to ask the judge to remove the no contact order and amend it to no threatening or harassing. Don't be together now. I know as much as you're trying to help, it's also hurting him because he's gonna get his bond revoked and until that order gets removed, that's what you gotta do. Mr. Fritter, I'm gonna let you go now, but the next time you test, all I'm asking you to do is get that valid prescription or somehow something valid that you have it, and then I'm happy. That we know that you're doing the things right. Okay? Right. See you soon. Take care.
On the release instructions for Paul Johnson, we signed a
Grand
dismissal already,
slam.
but I put it in your queue, so that way I can issue the court director to let the sheriffs know to only release him to the Veterans Center.
Fine. Thanks for staying.
Or I issue the dismissal so they don't just release him out of custody before the release.
Can I sign it now?
Yeah, you can sign it.
Okay.
All right, I'm still mad that I didn't get the father, but we did get the father, but that's not how I wanted to get the father. I wanted him on the stand. We didn't get that, but that's okay. It was still fine. It turned out better than I thought it would. We're ending on that heartwarming moment from Judge Fleischer. He had more happen in his court today, so go check out his live stream. He was helping out court 10 a lot today, so he was back and forth in the chair and out of the chair. So there was a lot of chair watch today. Yesterday, sorry. It's really hard, guys. So I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. We'll see. I don't have anything planned for tomorrow yet, which is yucky because it's Friday. I don't have a lot of time on Fridays. So, oh, I am going to upload the next Kelly video. I have it done, but not, I have to put like little stickers in so that YouTube doesn't get me. I'll put that up. We're getting close. I think once I put this up, we're done with day 9, and then we start day 10, and the views start to go up from here. So we're almost to the good part. Do they though? I mean, maybe I get okay. Fozzie's saying Denny's is better than Waffle House. Hedwig is saying that Denny's has a very limited menu, no waffles and bread. And I don't know, I've been to both of them a billion times, but I don't know whose menu is bigger because I think I always get the same dang breakfast everywhere I go. 2 eggs over medium, home fries, toast, and bacon. So I don't know if their waffles has, I mean, if Waffle House has more or less. I don't even get Waffle House waffles. Does that have 2 eggs over medium, home fries, toast, and bacon? Because if it doesn't, then it's not the king. Well, it could be the king. It's just not the queen. Hey, BI. I like Denny's too, only because it's, when I was growing up, after you got drunk at the bar, you went Denny's. I mean, okay, so we had the bars that closed at 2. Foresters, which was like a private club that you had to get someone to sign you in. You had to get a member, like, hey, let me in. That closed at 4, and it progressed. So like the bars, when you started with the games, like the pool, the darts, and the shuffle alley, you were with beers. Once the games were over, then you could go to your mixed drinks at the bar. Then you went to Foresters, and then you get the $2 real cheap drinks because it was just a club and slow gin fizzes all night, and then you're drunk, and then you go to Denny's, and then you get some coffee, and then you're good. Oh, Hedwig, I'm so sorry. Was that open 24/7? I've never been a fan of chicken and waffles. Just never. I don't know why. My chicken and waffles is way different. Everybody else's chicken and waffles is like a chicken tender, chicken finger, or a piece of fried chicken on top of a waffle, which just eating it wise doesn't make sense to me. My chicken and waffles is more like a stew on top of the waffles, and that slaps. That slaps, especially if you make like buttermilk waffles. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Did I say dippy eggs? I'm sorry. It's over medium for anybody. If I said dippy eggs, I didn't mean it. I mean, I say it at the restaurants. They know what I mean when I say dippy eggs. But to normal grown-up people, I usually say over medium. Yeah, it slaps. It's like sausage gravy on biscuits, only it's chicken. Okay. Well, if I was at a restaurant, I would say dippy eggs with no problem. I wouldn't even blink. No, it just Fozzie, we've just been sitting here waiting for you to get here so we could press play. Yeah, I've never been a chicken and waffles fan. Now listen, I grew up in the 80s, so if you put food in front of me, I'm not gonna complain. Not one word, unless it's a beat. Um, but so I'll eat it, and I'll say, this is so good. But nah, I won't go out of my way to make it. Yeah, if the kitchen is clean. If someone leaves me a mess in the kitchen, I ain't cooking nothing. I'm cooking. I didn't cook last night. The kitchen is a mess. No, I'm not cooking. No, 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 no. As long as the kitchen is clean, I cook, 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 cook. Actually, it's like, I don't know, it's like a to-do list. If I see a clean kitchen, I have to cook something. Mm. Oh man, my salmon is so good. Oh my gosh, do you clean? All right, I just banned Donald. He's not, he's not allowed in here anymore. Hey, Casey, how are you? Mhm. Fozzie's still nastying about food again. I wonder, I wonder if you could do it. If you could eat a whole week of what I cooked. Just I put it in front of you, you have to eat it. My kids won't. Nope, 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 nope. They like things that are cardboard, like that are frozen and you have to like rip plastic off the top and then throw it in the microwave. That's what they think is, oh man, yummy, yummy. Ugh. You know those Salisbury steaks you get? Oh, ugh. They eat the grossest stuff. They'll eat ramen after they dump out all the vegetables and the flavor packet. Like they'll just, the cup of noodles. They'll dump out all this stuff so it's just like noodles, like cardboard noodles, and then they'll, Donald, you're banned. Get out of here. I'm hitting on Carrie right now. Get. Go polish your bicycle. Yeah. Fuzzy, you shut up. Just shut up. Ugh. My Salisbury steak slaps. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Except for the fact that when I was under 40, you know, we ate anything. Oh, I mean, we didn't eat safe food, and we all lived. We ate unsafe food. Oh, the expiration date? Nah, that's fine. Those are yummy. Polenta. I don't know what that is, but I would definitely eat two of those. Two of them. And three of those. Or sneezing. Maybe she's sneezing. What doesn't sound good? Something doesn't sound good. Jennifer. Salmon and grits? Yum. Yum. You like mustard? How do you not like food and then you like mustard? Oh, yeah. Individually wrapped everything. You know, they put bananas in plastic now. Bananas, they have to put in like a plastic thing. I mean, if only the banana had a casing on it that would protect it. My kids know how to cook. They never, 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 never cook. And the problem is I don't just sit there and let them starve because I am starving. I need I need food and I like food. So, like if it's like 11 a.m. and I'm like, "Oh man, I want spaghetti tonight." Nothing's going to stop me from getting spaghetti that night because that's what I want. So I can't be passive aggressively petty towards my kids and say, "Oh, you don't want to cook, then you don't eat." I can't. I can't. I'd love to see a nightmare. Yes. Oh, chicken fried steak. Yeah, you've got to. Who? Who's that, Casey? I don't know who that is. Oh, Donald Duck? Is that a cartoon character? All right. If you want me to watch porn, fine. Thanks to Linus, we got more quality Dutch content on this channel. Rotterdam Way. I mean, it's not like it's still alive, right? I'm not reading it out loud, Bill. You're gonna you're gonna have to read it yourself. But I mean, you would want to chew an onion, right? You don't just throw an onion down your gullet, do you? Man, oh man. This white screen makes me realize I have to clean off my monitor. I gotta clean off my monitor today. How often do you eat Rotterdam Way herring? How often? Like, okay, so like for instance, spaghetti, we might eat that like 3 times a month, maybe. But how often do you eat that? Once a year. I'm still upset that Fozzie didn't listen to me with his pork. It's like I was talking to the wall. I love cod. I do. Roy Rogers was a restaurant I used to work in when I was in high school, and their fish sandwiches were cod, and they were really good. They are. I don't know. I could go through a lot with a toothpick unless it's rice. Then it would take me a while. Fish. I would like to taste it though. It sounds like you can't even taste it if you're just swallowing it. But you know what? That's how my son eats. My son doesn't chew. He just is as fast as he can. When he eats spaghetti, like he'll wrap like 3 pounds on that fork and just shove it in and then just swallow it. I'm like, you're gonna get sick. And I don't know why I say you're gonna get sick. Because he never gets sick. And like physiologically, I know that you should chew because that like starts breaking down the food, you know, but you don't have to because your stomach is full of acid. Um, but no, he just shoves it in and swallows. I don't understand. You put it to your throat and then chew? You lift up your head, you put the fish in, and then you chew it? That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what that's what I read. Did you not read the same thing I read? Hey, Tokyo! Were you there? All the cool kids were on Bill's stream and I missed it because of work. I didn't even make a lot of money last night. I should have just went to Bill's stream. Yeah, that clip was awesome. Oh, so you hold it up and then you just bite it. What do you hold it up on? A fork or is that the toothpick thing? I apparently you have to treat us like we're men and give us more instructions. You can hold the tail in your hand and then you eat. Got it. Jennifer, me too. no, I don't want that in my YouTube search history. No way, because it's already embarrassing enough. A lot of times I put videos up on my screen and like suggested videos are there, and I don't know how they get there. So I have to be really careful about what I type into YouTube on this computer because I have the weirdest things up there now as it is. Like I apparently YouTube thinks I clean a lot because they always have cleaning restoration, cleaning rugs, cleaning this, cleaning that. Dude, you don't know me at all. Oh, Tokyo, you were late. You were early for me though. Um, I'm not shocked that that came out on my stream. You're the one that was making it X-rated. Jeez, Donald. You're trying to get me demonetized, you and KC. Oh, Tokyo. It's a bad word. They probably would, Linus. They absolutely would. You have no idea what these guys over here do. Nan, where are you? You could probably tell us stories of them accidentally following on it. Yeah, I'm going to shut the Discord server down before I let love happen. Not on my watch. Donald has herpes. That's American. All right. Oh man. Kelly, I hope you fed your cat. I can almost hear him meowing from here. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in a couple hours. See you. Oh, dude, it's Friday. It's time for his suit. Josh Reiser's going to wear something good today, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. To the therapist, the wife says, he's cheating on me. He can't get enough of this heroin. The husband, it smells better. Sorry, I gotta go. I need to go before I get like everybody cancels me for something I said. Hey, Victoria, how are you? Victoria, can you do me a huge favor? I always ask you to do me huge favors. Can you wear something animal print and orange today? Bright. I'm thinking like cheetahs never prosper. Or, you know, poof your hair up real high like the 80s, like a lion, and then like color your nose brown. I'm thinking you should do something animal today. You have anything? Okay, you might not have anything animal, but I know that Michael does. Michael has a leopard print something going on over there. Grab that. I'm gonna have to get something close for tomorrow's stream. Bye, Nan. Love you. Peggy Bundy. Yes. Do your hair up like a lion's mane so you can match the judge. Bye, Susu. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. And you don't. So, Jennifer, there's two ways to do Discord. You can do Discord with the app or you can do Discord in a browser. Either is fine. Go to my channel description, click the link, and if you don't have an account, set up an account, and that'll take you to Discord. If you have any issues getting into Discord, just go into Discord and let us know and we'll help you. Or you can just leave a comment on one of my videos and I will help you. If you leave a comment on one of my videos, I will see it unless I'm sleeping, and then I will help you unless I'm sleeping. Bye, guys. Go to Discord. Oh, okay, then just go to the link in my description. Now I'm really, really putting my outro on. I'll be here all day. Do, 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 do.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark things into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.